Hello, it's Laree, broadcasting from the Mermaid Room. We're going to have a short talk today about the Red Sea Reefer. First, I want to say hello to everyone, hoping everyone's staying safe. And I've had some changes. For one thing, my husband and I sold our business, so I guess you could say we're kind of retired. So we're at home together. And it's something new because practically the whole time we've been together, we've been in business. So it's kind of a new experience to be able to have my husband at home. But the main reason I want to talk about this tank today is because for quite some time I've been trying to figure out why my acros were really not doing much. So since my last video, I turned 58, which means my eyes are not that great, okay? And I need glasses for everything. So glasses and a magnifying glass helped me to spot some bugs in my tank. Red bugs. So I just did I always freak out a little bit when I add something to the tank that is, something that's supposed to kill things. So interceptor. And of course I've got dogs, so I had some interceptor here at the house and dosed the proper amount. I found a website online that gives you the exact calculation how much water volume you have according to what's required. And the one thing that I noticed that I did lose for sure were some of my cleaner crew, the hermit crabs. But things like this very large turbo snail that I've had, I don't know, a long time, are fine. It looks like the snails are fine, but the little cleaner crabs didn't make it. Pistol shrimps, fine. So I was, worried that I was going to lose some of my little critters, but the microfauna, I'm sure what I saw in the refugium was dead. So this treatment is supposed to take place once a week for 3 weeks in a row. And hopefully things will turn around. After inspecting today, I noticed, some of these corals were struggling to survive, which tells me that my other perimeters are not too bad, even though I'm always worried about them not being right. They're struggling just to survive against the red bugs, which I have a feeling have been in here for quite some time. I just did not realize something that took place a few days ago, and I'm telling you, it seemed like overnight. Well, yes, it was overnight. This was a big, beautiful red setosa. I broke those little pieces off before the whole thing died, and broke off a lot of the dead chunks that are obviously gone. And hopefully then I can grow a new batch of setosa over the skeleton of the old one. Ugh. So I'm not sure what caused that, because sharing this rock with this other, what I think is a green slimer, you see how something like laid across the top of the rock and made a perfect shape on the skeleton, what is now the skeleton. So it seems like, I really don't know what happened here, but I know it killed off the Setosa overnight, the whole thing, other than those 2 little chips that I saved. Let's see. Back here I have some more red Setosa, which this occurred overnight. So I'm sorry, it's so far to the back of the tank, it's not going to be super clear, but I'm hoping that it has stopped. If it looks like it's going to continue, which, oh boy, it sort of does already now that I'm looking at it again. I'm going to have to break off some more pieces and try to save what's alive. It seems like, this has taken place in my tank more than once. So this is like the second time the Setosa has been attacked by something, and I do not know what. I lost a flower pot, Ganipora. It was the red with the yellow mouth that was doing so well. One day, the next day, shriveled into nothing and never came back out again. So that has taken place. I just moved this chalice, which was sitting on this, what is sort of a white, you can see was sitting on this part of the rock here. I do not know again why, but possibly the Ganipora. I moved, I did get a purple, I had a red, just like this type. And the first night that I brought him home, I had him down in the sand, acclimating to the light. And one of these Recordias was loose, apparently blew over the top of the red Ganipora and killed it overnight. So I brought it home from the store. The next day, it was dead because of a floating coral. Anyway, yeah, there's been a few weird, of course, I've been a little preoccupied. I had moved my mom in. She is not here anymore. That did not work out well. So, oh, check this out. Green Recordia, or no, they're not Recordia, they're, let me think. I had a whole rock of those green coral. Bullseye. Recordia? No. Rhodactis. So the green Rhodactis. I had it sitting down at the bottom of the tank in the back because I didn't know where to put it. It was so big. And the mushrooms climbed from the rock to the back wall and almost to the surface of the water back here. Look at them. There's a whole batch of them. I mean, they climbed quite far, so they can travel. We keep having snails laying eggs in here that never hatch. They're leaving an ugly trail. But that's really the story of the Red Sea Reefer at the moment. We'll see if I can continue on with this. I have not been dosing the tank with the automatic doser. I instead have been adding, I'll show you, some of these products over here, but not on a regular enough basis because I couldn't figure out what was causing so much problem with my acros. So I've got a collection of products that I dose, hand dose, some things every day, some things every couple of days, and oh, I even have a spreadsheet that I hand track Yeah. Just call me, oh, school. So I hand track that, and then I haven't been doing a very good job of it. But last peak, the 240-gallon tank, and I've talked quite a bit about this in the past, was set up as a peninsula. Yeah, peninsula. We painted the back of the tank black. And this is where I have my gyres on the back of the tank. I've tried the gyres in all different configurations and have had a hard time keeping the aquarium clean enough for me. I do not know what on earth I'm going to do with all of the anemones. Look at all of them. Look at all these nems. Oh, they're everywhere. But fish are doing great. And here's Scooter, the cowfish. And he's huge. To get an idea of the size, I mean, this tank is 8 feet long. He's just quite large. And the queen angel, quite large. Let's see, I don't want to scare anybody, but let's see if we can get a look at. You see some stripes under the rock work. Oh, there's a head. They look very similar at this size to a small eel, but these are, well, gobies. Engineer goby. I got them when they were about 2 inches long. Now they're about a foot long each. There's 2 of them in here. Here's the other one back there. But absolutely cool fish. I wish that they weren't so skittish, but I think that fish like the angel can be a little bit intimidating. She can be fast. Once in a while, she'll jet from one end of the tank to the other in a flash. And I worry this tank will soon be too small for her. Yes. So, there we go. Today's update. Oh, by the way, the interceptor that I added yesterday, and I just did a water change. I did add in my cups quite a bit of oh, good grief. What do you call it? Carbon. So we got carbon. Let's see. And I think that the protein skimmer, if you look at it, it's kind of a yellowish color. I think that some of that could be the interceptor coming out of the water, or possibly maybe, I don't know, if red bugs leave something behind in the water. I would imagine, as many as I had seen, that there's got to be something that they, would leave behind. Their carbon trace, whatever it is. Anyhow, hopefully I can get as much of that out in a week, and then next week, on Thursday, I will do the same thing again. So that's all for today, you guys. We're almost 14 minutes in. Have a wonderful weekend. Thanks for stopping by the Mermaid Room.